What day is it, T-Rex? It's Prince Spaghetti Day. Hey, Anthony, how do you like the weather? Hey, T-Rex, how do you like the weather? I like it. It's cloudy. There are some raindrops. Very pretty colors in New England in the autumn. A typical chilly morning, kind of atypical for this fall, but it's in the 40s. And just about all of New England is in the clouds. So why am I so excited? Because it's Wednesday. And I'm not saying Wednesday beauty. I'm saying Wednesday showers and clouds. We've got a perturbation coming through the atmosphere. And that's generating showers today. The freezing level is a little higher than yesterday. And we did verify on frozen hydrometeors bouncing in Hanover, Massachusetts yesterday at Marianne Pease's house on her tomato on her deck. The freezing level yesterday was a little lower, and there was some sunshine. So in southern New England, we bubbled up some showers, and they were turbulent enough that some ice mixed down. So technically, that does go in the book as a T of snow, even though it wasn't really snow, but that's how the climatological observations work. So what's going on now? Today, most of New England is in the clouds. This is still that old upper low. So much going on in the satellite. Why don't I just start with the big picture? Look at them all lined up, blocking in the atmosphere. Now, if you follow, Hurricane Lydia ramped up and then really fell apart last night over Mexico. But you can trace that cloud from Mexico all the way across the Gulf of Mexico, where there's a separate low that's forming now, and then out into the Atlantic Ocean, then up, and then left, and then into the remnant of Philippe, which we still have to deal with. So a lot going on, and also way out there on the right was Tropical Storm Sean. So the S storm has formed, but it is not long for this world. It's going to do nothing really. It's going to just dissipate out there. So we're more concerned with energy coming out of the Gulf of Mexico and in off the Pacific Ocean. Couple storms lined up, one coming in now, another one coming in a couple of days, and how they cross the country and how they interact with the remnant of Philippe, which is now a huge blender upper level low on Mount Washington. Another little coating of snow. I think that gets us to a ½ inch of snow for the week. But what's interesting is the air is still coming from the south on Mount Washington. So it's really modified air coming around that low, off the Atlantic, across eastern, northern Canada, down across central Canada, and around the Great Lakes and into New England. So that is quite modified. Cold air from Canada, because it's not that cold in Canada. Anyhow, my point is the wind is still from the south on Mount Washington, and eventually this remnant of Philippe is going to go back to the east, north of us. And look at the map this evening. Not one black line, not one isobar touching New England. One just north of Vermont, another one just east of Cape Cod. And what's that little low near Cape Cod? That is the old polar front trying to lift back north. With a big storm system off to its west. Rain and mountain snows in Wyoming and Colorado and Idaho. And another low in the Gulf of Mexico. That's the sort of subtropical front. So I don't think we have to worry about the subtropical front coming at us next few days, but we definitely have to worry about that huge storm in the Midwest. I mean, how can that miss? Well, there is a way that it can miss. First of all, it's not a Wednesday beauty. So that would favor a nicer Saturday. Oh, what about Sunday, Tim? Oh, I hear you. So that low is powering up. It's moving into the Great Lakes states over the next day and a half. And then it's on our doorstep Friday night, Saturday. And it's running into the backside of Philippe's old low, which is kind of intensifying. So if you look just at the 500 millibar flow, the cutoff, we're getting into the backside of the old Philippe. And it's trying to deflect this next one that's come from the Pacific to our south. So that is the hardest part of this forecast. How are these two upper level lows going to interact? Well, let's look at the surface flow. Now that low coming out of the Midwest, back to this. It's jogging in our direction, then kind of deflecting south. Now over the last 4 days, this has been deflecting south and then lifting back north and then south. Yesterday it looked pretty far south. Last night it came back to the north. Bottom line, there is going to be a powerful ocean storm off of New England, very close to our benchmark. So at the least, we're going to have gray skies and cold and at least damp, if not bands of very heavy rain. We may have to apply the lean cold rule, even though at upper levels, different than the last 4 wet Saturdays in a row. This one, the upper flow up at 500 millibars, is more from the west. But all you have to do is come down to 700 millibars. That's going from, say, 18,000 feet up down to about 10,000 feet up. And then you can see at 10,000 feet, the flow is in off the ocean. And you got that blue there, so that's cold. So there is going to be some possibility that we're going to have to add the lean cold rule, which will cause the precipitation to come farther north and west. So not an easy call. At this point, I'd say probably Saturday looks better than Sunday. There's still a chance that a lot of this tries to escape, and it's just sort of the coast of Connecticut to Cape Cod that just gets the sort of not so nice weekend. But every time we've tried to do that the last 4 weeks, the rough weather has ended up going way further north than we've expected, so why change that too much? And then, of course, that all pulls out on next Monday and Tuesday. And look at that, next Wednesday. Did you see it? It was so quick. I'll show it again. Next Wednesday, a little low near Cape Cod, so maybe that'll break the trend of weekend storms. I did not look at the GFS out to next weekend, which I know I did yesterday, and it had that major storm right over us. So it's October and anything can happen. Yesterday, that's it. That's all I'm doing for the weather forecast today. I'll go back to yesterday now. I climbed up other side. You can't quite see it. Well, you can't see it at all. There's a wall behind me. But I climbed up Mount Mansfield quite a bit. My fingers were frozen. Rex and I did a little morning exercise, and then I went up farther in the afternoon because I love the time lapse of the gondola going by, and lots of people. They were yelling down from the gondola, hello, hello. One of them was like, send me my picture on Facebook. And I said, I don't do Facebook. And then we did go through the notch last night, and I didn't really make a video of that, through Smuggler's Notch, and on the other side went to Smuggler's Distillery, which was fun, and there were some horses across the street there, so we did some horsing around with the horses, and a really beautiful Tuesday. Very busy around here. Heading back south today. So tomorrow, Thursday beauty. Friday doesn't look too bad. Weekend, leaning gray, chilly, and wet. Talk to you later. Still on Wednesday, I relocated to the other side of the building, west side, so I could show you a couple more things. I forgot to mention. The flag's hanging straight down. That is due to no isobars around the region today, and very pretty colors. There's Mount Mansfield, front 4, and all that. And I wanted to mention what happens with the high pressure system coming in ahead of the weekend system. So as Philippe Remnant goes to our east, air is going to come in from the north on Thursday, Friday. So that's going to push some cooler air in ahead of that high. And then by Sunday morning, you get this 980 something low off of Cape Cod, and you get a 1030 something high over central Canada. So that's why it's going to get so windy, and mostly from the north and northeast on Sunday. And also wanted to share this gorgeous sunset shot. Jeffrey Scott Davis on Fallons Pond yesterday in Bass River. Just gorgeous, still evening after those big clouds went by. Thank you, Jeffrey. Always a pleasure. All right, now to the regularly scheduled and more from yesterday, Wednesday, October 10th. Rex is taking us on a walk to the other side, where I can assure you there are beautiful colors. I know we're getting mixed reviews on this season, but I think every one of the foliage seasons is beautiful in New England. Hundreds of spectators coming and going up and down the Mansfield Gondola. Tuesday, October 10th. Rex is being so patient, kind of. Yeah, he's like, when are we going home? And Daddy's gonna make some videos, pick some flowers. You like that? Yeah, see? It's good. I think it's pretty good. No wonder the worms like the ground so much. Oh yeah, it's called purple flowerus. What's that, Rex? Oh yeah. Good. Should be here. Not a huge fan of the gondola, but being a good sport. Caution. It's getting a little bit brisk out here. Near the construction zone. Not sure what they're constructing. I think it's plumbing. Looking like an icy sky right now. I see that Sunday River did test their snow guns. Barely cold enough up around 4,000 feet. But up there around 7,000 feet, I think there's some snowflakes up in the sky. This is probably the heart of this cold snap, with the low barometer cold anyway, up in the sky. I'm not sure when we're going to get high barometer cold. Come to think of it, ahead of this next weekend system, this upcoming system, our next system, there is going to be sort of a backdoor front with high pressure trying to come at us from the northwest. Friday morning, may have a freeze. There's a look into the ditch. Yeah, it's got to be plumbing coming through there, right? Although a bigger deck here wouldn't be that bad either. Who doesn't love heavy equipment? Like to touch it. Touch it. Heavy duty. Drainage. Septic maybe. Or it could be a pumping system for going up the hill. Not sure. What do you think? Let's go up the hill a little bit and make another time lapse. Get the clouds this time. T-Rex stayed home. He's napping. He's not as enthusiastic as I am about going up the hill. Yeah, I don't blame T-Rex for not wanting to come up here. Kind of a hike. I may have made it, I don't know. So this is a video. I'm going to put it on time lapse. Quarter of the way up Gondolier. Time lapse mode now. I can hear and zoom some snow guns being tested as far as I can on time lapse. Probably just blowing the air and water through for the first time. Which is not as far as I can showboating when I'm making a video, the way Sunday River did this morning. Like this. Although I do love that kind of showboating. I think I can do about 3 times zoom in time lapse. At the top of the area where there are still some pretty leaves on the trees here. Video I just fast forward. I don't know. Time lapse snaps 2,500 foot elevation every, I don't know, 15 seconds or so. Off to the east and south. Back in video mode, I'll fast forward it. This is 1 times zoom. I want to see if I can get the clouds moving. Why don't I go down and pretend to hike up to the camera? Tim, if you go down and hike up to the camera, that's not pretend. Oh yeah, right, sorry. All right. You'll see me emerge to the right of this tower in a few seconds. This is Tower 11, by the way, on Gondolier. Boy, can I run up the hill fast, huh? $60. That's cabin 60. Good one to end on for this segment. Let's go up a little farther. That's what you always say. A little higher, a little higher. Next thing you know, you're at the top. I'm not going to the top. How about some time lapse of flowers? What kind of flower is this anyway? Always do a little more than you think you're gonna do. That's Tower 13 right there. Getting pretty close to the clouds. Clouds are pretty high today. No comment. But you can really make out, I always talk about the ascending air and descending air. Ascending air, lift, air going up, makes those kinds of clouds. And the wind is actually at my back, like southeast right now. So you have not only a low barometer cold, but also a mountain causing the air to ascend. And then when the air descends, sometimes as a result of a shower, you get a brighter blue sky. If I were in the valley, I could probably see blue sky right now. I like the video choice also. 3 times zoom. I'll probably shift it to 9 at one point in here. So that's the chin of the old man of the mountain. I guess we're not allowed to say that in Vermont. That's the chin of Mount Mansfield. The highest point in Vermont. All right, that was a little more than 7 minutes. It kept looking like the sun was going to get bright. I mean, the sun did come out, but Not as bright as I would have liked. All right, so let's go to 9 times zoom for a second. Can I do? I think I'm gonna change perspective again. See you later, Chin, for now. All right, this is 9 times zoom. Let's take that down to, well, no, that was 6.1. Shoot. That's this icy sky we're looking at between the cumulus. And then there's some bubbling cumulus over there. Let's go see if we can't make some time lapse of this, or video. 7.5 minutes. Did anything happen? To me, just sitting next to the camera, it didn't look like anything happened. Now there's a view. 1 times zoom. That's where I'm sitting, in case you were wondering. I've skied in those trees thousands of times. Can you tell by the marks all over my face? A lot of people are waving to me and stuff. Hi.
Send you an email. My email.
You're gonna be on YouTube tomorrow. Out the door, weather and more. The guy wants his picture. I'll do it. YouTube, out the door, weather and more. Not on Facebook. He just yelled his Facebook name. He really wants his picture though. It's so fun. Making friends everywhere. I think they're friends. What car was that? I'll wait for him at the bottom. There's car number 69. It's empty today. Going down. Am I even allowed to say that? Let's go. Just put the ball in the hole. Put the puck in the net. It's getting windy. Can't hear you now. You gotta be 21 to watch this video. Oh, stop it, Tim. Have to have some net sound of a stream, don't we? I can't remember. Maybe the East Branch headed for the Winooski, which actually cuts back and ends up in Lake Champlain, even though we're on the opposite side of Mount Mansfield. Going underneath the switchback trail here at Lower Perry Merrill. Or maybe this is actually Lower Perry Merrill. No, it's switchback. Switchback. How many times have we skied over this stream? And our ski has fallen through and gotten wet and icy. Smuggler's Notch ski area. Smuggler's Notch Distillery. Worth the trip. You just get off the beaten path. There was a horse just like giving himself a back rub down there. Showing off. Yeah, I'm sure he would love a neck rub and some of this grass. You want to come over here and say hello? Look at that. Is that a girl? I think it's a girl. Hi. Hi. Yeah, I would love to come over there, but the humans might not like that. I assume you're up there watching me. T-Rex, have you seen any owls around here? Oh wait, there's one. And a sparrow. You gotta go on the other side of the notch every once in a while, see what's going on. I got some horses over there. Different than the horses I just saw over there. I wonder. Wonder. I guess these used to be Water tanks. That'd be my guess. What do you think? Yeah. Just get off the path once in a while, see what's off the path. I'm sure there's a long history. After all, this is the north side of Smuggler's Notch. And there's the distillery.